Jai Hind, friends, and today we are welcoming you all in our Kargil Memorial series for this year. And today we will listen from Sri Rajesh Talwar, the brother of Major Manoj Talwar, about the braveheart. During June 1999, Major Manoj Talwar was serving with 3 Mahar battalion deployed in Siachen Glacier. During the time, the Indian forces under the command of 8 Mountain Division and 3 Infantry Division were in thick of operations against the Pakistani forces on the east as well as west of the Zojila Pass along the LOC. Consequently, the enemy activity in Siachen area also had increased considerably to put pressure on the Indian forces. The troops were undertaking aggressive patrolling of the area to thwart any attempt by the enemy to intrude or threaten the Indian post. Major Manoj Talwar was leading one such patrol in 13 June 1999. Besides the enemy threat, Major Talwar and his men had to brave the extreme terrain and weather condition. The patrol had to traverse through barren and rugged terrain while negotiating icy slopes and dangerous crevice, crevices. The terrain and visibility condition made it difficult for Major Talwar and his troop to spot the enemy soldiers, and to make the matters worse, the enemy often resorted to long range artillery firing. As Major Talwar was leading his team, he got hit by enemy fire and was wounded seriously. Despite to his injuries, Major Talwar directed his troops to retaliate and put up a brave fight. However, later he succumbed to his injuries and was martyred. And today, Desh is really honored to have Sri Rajesh Talwar, the brother of Major Manoj Talwar, with us. And today we will listen from Rajesh sir about the childhood and teenage stories of Major Talwar, why he has chosen to join army, and all these background stories of the Braveheart. We welcome you, sir, in our Vartalab session, and this is a real honor for Desh to have
Namaskar.
you today. Namaskar, sir. And sir,
Namaskar.
you
It's
just
my honor and pleasure.
Sir, we will first would like to listen from you about the childhood memories of your brother.
Okay. So it's almost now 50 years, I would say, more than 50 years if I talk. He was born in 1969. So I am 4 years older to Manoj. Okay. And if I look at the memories, yes, I have to recall and go back to those uh, last 45, 50 years. Uh,
True.
Manoj, I would tell you, was a person who was very studious. Okay. He has been always a class topper, right from first standard to eighth standard. He was always topping his classes. And he was there in Kanpur. My father, who also happened to be ex-captain P.L. Talwar, he had served in army during emergency sometime in 62 to 67, 68. Okay. And so Manoj used to carry a lot of my father's memories with him, to the extent that when he was a small child, he used to don his my father's army uniform and hat and whatever oversize it would be, and he would love to be in that gear because after leaving army in 69 he joined Hindustan Aeronautics. So all our schooling and Manoj schooling was done in Kanpur. So there is a company, Hindustan Aeronautics Limited. My father was working over there. And our HL township, we had our first house in the HL township, and the township was very near to the main road, GT road, which is linking the entire length and breadth of the country. And whenever there used to be troop movement, so we could see army trucks moving with army men on those trucks and all that stuff. So he used to start looking at it, stand in that boundary wall of ours, and used to wave them. So he had a fascination for army right from childhood that way, due to some memories of my father and whatever. But at the same time, he was very brilliant and very good in his studies. But he had an inclination of joining army. He used to say that. Okay. And when he was eligible, he went, he cracked NDA at the same time. And at that time, my father was posted in HL Hyderabad. So after his schooling, he did his 10th standard CBSE from Kanpur and then moved over to Hyderabad. And if I talk about Hyderabad, I had moved to engineering in Allahabad, and he was there in Kendriya Vidyalaya Trimulgeri. I remember that very vividly now, uh, in Hyderabad. He was very good at sports also. Somehow in Hyderabad, he caught fancy of sports as well, and he used to play cricket and all that stuff. But his passion, I would say, was with army, and he sat for NDA exam. He also sat for AFMC, and he got through in both the exams, NDA as well as AFMC. Since he had a passion of joining army, we all family members, we had seen the thick and thin of army, because my father was there in 65 war with Pakistan, had a lot of injuries and other things. So we told him, why not you go to AFMC? So you will be a doctor, which we all cherish in our old days. We used to look at engineering and doctor as a main career option. Those were the conventional career choices then. We all family members were of a view that why don't you join AFMC? You will be a doctor as well as you will be in the army. But he refused. He had a very clear objective. No, I want to go in the army only. Doctors would not be at the forefront. So I want to be into the core army. So that's how he joined army. And his vision was clear that he want to be into the army. Had his all schooling done, 11th and 12th, he went into NDA, and thereafter IMA and joined Indian Army.
Sir, is there any particular reason behind choosing the Mahar regiment by Major Talwar?
Okay, coming to next step, yes. Uh, See, in the army, what you do is once you join the Indian Military Academy, and after NDA, it's a natural progression to join the Military Academy. Okay, if you are choosing army as one of the three defense wings instead of Air Force or Navy, choice of different course. You can go into ordnance, you can go into engineering corps, you can go into infantry division. So there are different courses which you can join. So
Sir, can you hear us?
I think there is a network issue actually.
Sir, your video got. Sir is trying again. Sir, can you hear us? Sir? Sir, can you hear us?
Let us wait for Rajesh, sir.
Yeah, yeah, we will wait. We will. I mean, I still remember, Anusha, when we went to this Siachen base camp. There, I remember that in their war memorial, just below the Captain Hanif and other 11 Rajrif soldiers' name, Major Manoj Talwar sir's name was also there. So I think his area of operation was at that site, because those who had fought near means Turtuk and above that side, so their names were in Siachen base hospital, base camp. You were mute.
Yes, I am muted because some noise actually entered the room.
No, no, no. These we are actually means they are a part of our daily. We can't avoid them.
No, no, I'm not avoiding the noise. That's why I just muted myself.
Let me just check. I don't have Rajesh phone number. Otherwise, I would have tried calling him. I'm sure you by that time share your the rather I would say the impact of Kargil war on you during that time in 1999.
Okay, then just give me 1 minute. I'm just coming. Rather, 30 second. I will come.
Yeah, yeah, sure. It,
This is our collection. Can you remember?
yeah,
Today is
Anushka. That's
24th.
great. You have it with you today, so nothing like that. So
Yes.
this is our actually Anushwa's unique collection. All the newspaper cuttings of Kargil war, uh, means all English, Bengali, everything. Like it's a
This is
unique
the this is
collection.
the this is the 24th June's reporting. Two Pak
Oh
generals
wow.
shared this report.
Okay, amazing.
This
Sir
is
is
the
here,
first
Anusha.
volume. Okay.
Yes, sir. Welcome back, sir. Sir,
Sir,
I
we can't
think
hear
your
you.
voice. Sir, sound is not coming, sir. Just log out and log in once again, sir. Sound is not coming.
This is the second volume. This picture is just a minute. This picture is after Konat Bhattacharya when he reached Calcutta. You are muted. You are muted.
These collections are actually, during 1999, we all were in class 11. So these are all our lab notebooks. We have actually converted our lab notebooks into Kargil album.
This is
I'm sure.
actually Tiger Hill and Three Pimple map, and this is the picture of coffin of squadron leader Ahuja.
Okay.
Okay,
Sir,
sir has come.
can you hear us, sir? I think there is a major
Hello.
network issue. Yes, sir. Yes. Can you hear? Now we can hear you, sir.
You guys. Able to you?
Yes, yes, yes. Please continue, sir.
Okay. Okay. We were at. You were asking me why he joined Mahar Regiment. Okay.
Yes, yes, sir.
So
Yes.
yes, again, there's slight story behind it. As I was saying, when you choose army as your career choice between the three defense services, then you have different options. You can go into ordnance, engineering, artillery, infantry, and all that stuff. So Manoj again was gung ho about no, I have to be into infantry. And as we all might be aware, infantry, the guys in infantry, the battalion, they are at the forefront of any war or anything of that nature. There was a phone call, sorry. So he was again very particular about in army, I have to join infantry on leave. My father was perturbed because he has seen, being into engineering field, he had seen that the kind of exposure and risk factor you have if you are into the infantry. But Manoj was very particular about it, and he was not ready to listen to any one of us. He said, "No, I have to go into infantry," and that's the reason Mahar is one of the infantry division. He went into Mahar division because I do not know the nitty-gritties of it, but once the batch is moving out after the POP, so natural allocation is based on the requirements in the army. So one of the infantry divisions. So that's how he went into infantry. Getting phone calls actually.
No problem. So, sir, Major
We are
Manoj
connected.
Talwar. Uh, yes, yes, absolutely. Can you hear us, sir?
I'm not able to hear you.
Oh, hello, sir. Can you hear us?
Hello,
Hello, we can hear you, sir. We can hear you and see you both.
hello,
We can hear you.
hello.
We can hear you, sir.
Sir can't hear us.
I think
I
so.
think the audio, sir's call came now, so the audio I think got muted. Our audio.
Yeah, now I can hear you.
Yeah, can you hear us,
Now
sir?
your voice is audible.
Okay, sir. So, for the
Right,
Major
I can hear
Manoj
you.
Talwar sir prepared himself, means it's like self preparation for joining India, because at that time I don't think all these coaching centers were there, so it was all self preparation, sir. So if you just tell us how he prepared himself.
Oh yes. No,
Mm.
it was all learning, and to be frank, in terms of preparation, it was only mental preparation which he had. in terms of very clear in his mind that I have to join army, and NDA is the first recourse of joining it rather than after graduation and other avenues of joining army. So, in terms of yes, my father being into army, he had some tips for him, but there was no formal training for him. He went through his written test in NDA, followed by an interview where he was selected and in the SSB. So that's how he went through. So it was all self preparation, and I would rather say the focused approach that yes, I have to get through. That itself was something which was very positive in his mind, and that made him carry it through. The God was there to help him out, and he went through. He could just after 12th standard, he cleared NDA as well as safe MC for that matter, because he had chosen both maths and bio. So he had good academic load. If I look at from that perspective, for his board exams, but at the same time he cleared AFMC as well as NDA. So that was perhaps a God gift or intelligence given to him and his mission. Perhaps that's what we can say.
I think Navneet sir is also joining.
That's good. He being younger would be carrying some more memories.
Sir, sir, Navneet sir, can you please unmute? राजेश सर, फिर आप लोगों के बीच में लड़ाई होता था? Because you all were a little close. The age gap was not much. So there were sibling fights.
नहीं, थोड़ी बहुत लड़ाई भी होती. Yeah, we had those normal sibling fights because we used to play a lot, and in those days we had only indoor games and outdoor games. So I used to play a lot of chess with him, Chinese checker, and all those kind of board games we had. And Navneet was younger to him by I think 2, 3 years or 4 years, and we also had a similar gap. But both of us used to play a lot. और जब खेलते हैं तो थोड़ी बहुत ऑब्वियस लड़ाइयाँ भी हो जाती है, तो उस तरह का होता था.
बिल्कुल
But we had
बिल्कुल.
a good company of each other, besides our sisters and others. But that was something we really enjoyed, and we really
Cherish
cherish and
those
miss, as
memories.
well as because it was in a jiffy that we lost him. Yes, certainly.
He told you that he was going for a war, sir?
Would you come again? There was some crackle in voice.
He told you that he was going for a war? Navneet sir, can you hear
Yeah,
us?
see, army was one thing which was a natural. Okay, and
Actually, he was already in Siachen Glacier, which is always a war zone, you can say.
I think he's unable to connect. Okay, in
Yes,
terms
yes,
of
now we
he
can
never
see him.
informed us. I'll tell you slight background about his postings and others. Hello,
Yes, sir, yes, please carry on.
can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, yes,
Okay.
yes. Absolutely clear.
So what I was telling you, he was posted slight delay.
No problem,
Am I
sir. As
audible?
long as yes, yes, absolutely. Navneet sir, we were also
Okay.
able to see and hear you, sir. Yes, sir. Please continue, sir.
Okay. So he was posted in Northeast, and he has been. Sir, he was. He used to perform duties for his seniors also. Normally, in terms of you are married, you stay with your family. किसी भी colleague के साथ ऐसा होता है. So he used to do that on and off. Had narrow escape also, because at that point of time there were lot of insurgent activities in northeast, and he had a miraculous escape couple of times from the ambush. And but one thing which he had, as you were asking whether he told us about it, was in his mind again. He had next mission was, I want a posting in Siachen Glacier. Okay, he he was there. He went for some commandant courses in Mahu for training and all that stuff. So these are part of the routine exercises and different assignments which every army man goes through. But he has been telling his during his postings to his commanding officers that I need a posting in Siachen Glacier. The obvious question with any army man is natural terrains where it is very difficult to survive in normal times because of the extreme temperatures and all these kind of things. And the glacier, never know where the glacier, where suddenly it would break and all. They used to dissuade him that it's fine if your unit gets posted, you will be posted over there in Siachen Glacier. And these things we came to know when his COs visited us post his martyrdom. We never knew about what is in his mind in terms of Siachen and whatnot. So fine, as part of army life, he was enjoying his life as king around. So finally, he was posted in Faridkot. His unit from northeast moved to Faridkot in Punjab. So that was in 1999, sometime in February. At that point of time, his unit has moved to Faridkot, and he, in between, during the transit, he had some leave of 3-4 days. Then he came to Meerut, where my father had settled down after Hyderabad and other postings. Before leaving house, he told my father that I am going towards Siachen. My father got alarmed. He said, "But why Siachen? Your unit has come to a peace posting in Faridkot." He said, "No, I have got a posting there. So now I am just before leaving the house. He said, I am going to Siachen because I have got a posting over there." So from Mahar, he was attached to 3 Mahar. Nine Mahar is his parents' name. And that we do get perturbed. Everyone in the household members get perturbed if somebody is risking his own life by his own will, I would say. So anyway, February he got posted. He used to send letters and inland and enjoying his life in Siachen after initial, I think, acclimatization training which they have in Leh. And from Leh, just that reminds me another incident. At Leh, when he was moving, they fly from Chandigarh or some airfield. Incidentally, Leh airfield, which battlefield
Sir has got disconnected, I think.
Uh,
Advija, you are muted.
Uh,
Advija, you are
Thank
muted.
you for joining us, sir. Welcome here.
so sorry if I could not join it earlier, but
No problem,
I,
sir. No problem. I understand. We
yeah,
understand, sir. We understand.
yeah, yeah.
Sir,
I
actually,
hope
yes, sir. Yes, please tell, sir.
I haven't missed much.
Sir,
Hmm. Yeah,
yes,
I
sir.
think he has connected. Yeah.
Okay. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Okay. So Leh airfield, when he on his way to Siachen, my father had built up the Leh airfield sometime in 65, 66, 65. that was built on an emergency basis day and night. And he had those photographs of father, and he knew that my father was instrumental in getting that Leh airfield built, being a civil engineer, and he was assigned that task within a very short time frame to build up that airfield for movement of troops and to facilitate that. So he sent his photographs and wrote a letter that I am at that place where you had built up the airfield. So that February onwards was posted in Siachen Glacier.
It was
And there
surely a emotional moment for
we had this war,
uncle
and then
also.
volunteer different became a history subsequently. Yes, of course. My mother was being in army. She had witnessed my father going through all those exigencies and risk factors. She even remembered receiving letters from my father that perhaps this could be my last letter, because we had some Poonch sector, a lot of Pakistan and Indian war in 1965. So she was always emotional, always battered. I can say she had an iron heart, and despite all those things, she wanted to be special, and that's what he achieved finally.
So now can we hear some memories from Navneet sir? You were the youngest among the brothers, right?
Yeah, and the closest. We hardly have a difference of 1.5 years. So he was my role model kind of a thing. I used to discuss with him. Just all rest of my siblings are quite elder to me. They have a lot of difference, age difference. So I was quite close. I grew up with him actually when he was posted in Hyderabad. So I did my college from there. So actually, my dad was posted in Hyderabad, so I did my schooling from there. So his last posting was in Lucknow. So I somehow didn't like that place, Lucknow. So I just went back to Hyderabad because my brother was Manoj was posted out there. So I stayed with him and I just did my graduation from there itself. So there are a lot of memories out there because I think his course mates and his uh, colleagues, I was quite various with them more rather than Manoj because he was so busy in his own work, you know. He was a CEO's assistant. So that is almost, you can say, it's a major rank which has to be there, the CEO's assistant. But being just a captain, he was assisting the CEO. So his whole responsibilities of the whole unit, the whole area was Manoj's. So he was very busy. He was never taking the leaves as such. He said he is किसी को चाहिए दिवाली में जाना अच्छा तुम चले जाओ मैं कभी और चले जाऊंगा. So he was like that. He was always giving, you know. He has a nature of giving, and he was always to the service of the nation. Always, always. Whether he's posted at peace area, whether the fronts, anywhere. So I think he was very much famous by his name Tally. So every all his course pays and everybody used to call him Tally, Tally. So that was the fun moments out there. So when he was in IMA, even then I had uh, some time to visit him out there and to sit and chat with his course mates. So it was a real fun time out there. We had it, and yeah, when we were growing up, like he was like a role model, you know, Manoj's brother. They also always call me Manoj's brother because he was an all rounder, you know. He was his class 10th. I think there were many 5, 6 people out there who stood up for the school captainship, and he was the only one that who got a real good margin. He won it with that, and the speeches he used to give, and the football he used to play. He used to play hockey. He used to play cricket. Every sports, you just name them. And in class, he was very attentive, you know, very attentive, and I never saw him studying at home. He was always playing, and he used to be topper in the school. He was always, he said, I don't need it anything, you know. I don't need anything. I'll just attend the class, and that's more than enough for me. And he was like, I don't know. He was my role
Amazing.
model, kind of a thing. Yeah, and he used to, he knew that he wanted to join army. So he got selected in AFMC. He got selected in engineering college, but later on he just joined army. This was his dream, and he has prepared for that quite early. At the age of 12 or so, he started sleeping on the floor, just a cloth, just a blanket out there. He used to sleep there. He was preparing himself for the worst conditions. So I'll say since class 12, he has prepared. When I was in Hyderabad, he went for a commando training also. So he has taken a commando training also. So there also he has achieved a lot of awards and all. And even he was a cricketer. He was a cricket team that was the first IMA, I think. Not IMA, sorry, NDA. So like they have a Ranji Trophy out there. So there was one NDA team also out there. So he was a wicket keeper. He was just like a MS Dhoni. He used to play like MS Dhoni. He was a very well batsman. He was pretty well do. He used to dive out there, and he was always with his bruises out there, everywhere. All this. So he was like, "Oh, क्या हुआ? कुछ नहीं होता." मम्मी कहती, "बैंडेज कर दूं, ये कर दूं." कहते नहीं, कुछ नहीं, सब सही है. So he was quite a heroic kind of a thing. Like he was bold, and he knew what he wanted. So he achieved that, and only he could achieve it because person like who's preparing for circum because the conditions out there was -60 degree and you were not having a proper kind of a clothing out there. So getting up there and getting a mission of going up there from 10:30 night and capturing that peak around about 1:30 or 2:30, that was amazing. And it was -60 degree, just imagine. And the snow out there, it was just sharper than the knife. So just going through with only 3 men of us. He just took only 3 men out there with him. And the whole of the peloton, he just put it in the nalas. There's a nala, this trench, they make it out there. वो लोग वहीं पे रहे, ये लोग 3 जने ऊपर गए. One of his men got shot. He was bruised, leg उसका खराब हो गया था. They have put him there only, उन्होंने उनको वहीं करा. His all belongings, he took it. Just imagine, वो अपना belongings ही लेके ऊपर जाना, it is so heavy. He took his belonging also, वो ऊपर गए. 2 जने फिर ऊपर गए. They captured the peak, but by then they had a night watchers. Bring
So things like and he did his job pretty well. So that was a fatal thing. Like it was a fate, I will say. He was hit by the grenade, and that's it. The grenades, when there was no place to hide out there. So that's it. So, but I'll just say one thing that person like him, I don't know, he should have been here. So it's a role model for so many people out there. Sometimes I feel I should have written some book on him because since all the ages, like since 10-year-old to the 15 years to 20 to 25 and then 29, I was with him. There are so many things to say. I don't know where to begin and where to end out there.
सर हम बहुत बार आपसे ऐसे करे मतलब सेशंस करेंगे because we really want to know about him.
Today, I think there is some network issue from StreamYard, right?
But yours I'm able to hear clearly. Navneet sir, can you unmute yourself, sir? Sir, we can't hear you. Can you unmute yourself, please? On the screen only, sir. In this stream here, there is this mute unmute
The
button.
panel lower.
Now, could you hear me?
It's okay.
Yeah.
Yes, yes, yes.
Sir, as we were hearing you, sir, I was exactly feeling the same thing, that I wish we could have met him. Like, the type of
Really?
person he was, the type of qualities he had, God gifted. And I was just listening to you, and I was just wish we could have met him.
I tell you, he's got so many friends. He used to make so many friends when he's traveling. He makes so many friends out there. Like he's just traveling out there. There he makes more than 15 or 10 friends. And the friends like that, they keep on, they were in touch with me also after this his demise. So they were just be in touch with me. So like as I say, I never knew these kind of they know him and he used to help them every way. In every manner he used to help. He used to participate everything. If somebody needs him, he's making it sure that he's there and somehow he manages to solve their problems. So he was a great personality. Yeah. I think there's a network issue again up there.
No, sir, can you share
Yeah.
some? I mean, do you have some memories of sibling fighting, which actually we were asking to Rajesh sir also, but after all, he was the elder brother, and you were the younger
Yeah.
brother, so equation obviously were different for both of you.
uh, I don't know. Yeah, we used to have a fight, but like I was a being the youngest out there, so he was. I would say he was more protective about me rather than he used to always compromise. I used to say a little bit कि मुझे कुछ था, so I used to go to my mom there. Being the youngest, he used to ऐसा किया वैसा किया. So he used to get the scoldings out there. But then he was okay. Like he used to smile, he used to smile on my face, and he was pretty good. He was happy. So that kind of a person. I'll tell you one incident right now. I was in this management college. So there, dad has just shifted out there. I was not having any bike, any nothing. I had to, sometimes there was no communication out there how to commute from that place. So it was quite a scout. It was in Kant area, so there was no communication out there for public transportation. So he came there and he just saw me uh, that he's commuting, he's doing so hard, he's hardly get time to study and he's spending a lot of time in commuting. So he just left his bike, he just bought it, his bike that was, I think, Yamaha RX 100. So he just left it out there. He said, he just left a note, this is for you. Please do your studies pretty well. Like that kind of a nature sacrifice, or it's a love, or it's something to do for someone. So it was that kind of a person. So it's really good. But if you're talking about the fighting and all that, uh, it wasn't like a fight as such to have. It was like I tell you one thing. Like there was a clothes out there. Everybody has this kind of a thing. Uh, सब अच्छे अच्छे कपड़े पहनने का होता है. तो आई बीइंग द यंगेस्ट इन द फैमिली एंड मुझे बहुत शौक था कि अच्छे कपड़े पहनने का. तो व्हाट एवर आई हैज टू टेक. तो व्हाट ही यूज्ड टू डू इज कि वो अब मेरे कपड़े मेरे का था, मैं ये तेरे लग रहा था, हम दोनों का सेम साइज. So he used to take my old clothes and he said कि तू नया buy कर ले, मामा इसको नया buy कर दो. He was that kind of a nature. Now I realize these kind of things. So he used to always, even when he grew up, he was in the army. So he used to do that. So give me that t-shirt and you buy for another one. And he used to get a new t-shirts and jeans for me. I used to take my old ones. Yeah, I still remember that. Being in the 25 years also, he used to do the same. Yeah.
Actually, generally, the youngest one has to wear the old clothes from the
Yeah.
senior one. Yes.
Yeah, it was just the opposite. He used to take the since we had this gap of 1.5 years, so we were of the same structure, same physique. So everything used to fit.
So he used to write letters to you from where he was posted.
Yeah, he did. He used to even give a call to me. He used to ask what you needed. Like we had just dad was shifted. We had a plot in Meerut, so defense plot. So he was building his own house, raising 5 children. it's not so easy, and making your own house. So then it comes to the furniture part. So he was very much interested. He was posted in Assam. So he said, "What do you want, man? So what is the size of this? What is the size of that?" So he had got the furniture from Assam. From Assam he got the furniture, bamboo furniture. So he was very very much keen कि क्या घर पे हो रहा है. He was aware of everything. घर की बात नहीं, बाहर के लोगों के उसको पता है सब कुछ क्या हो रहा है. He was helping the outside world, which I was not aware of it. Like nobody was aware in the family. After he left us, there were so many letters coming from Maharashtra, coming from all over India, and they said they met him so and so place, and they met him at a railway station. He met him at so and so places, and he was in touch with everyone. So वो घर की चिंता नहीं, उसको पूरा देश की चिंता थी. It was that kind of a person he was, and this is what he showed it. I think he should have got some award out there, so but somehow he didn't get it. So because he was the first person, I think Kargil में सबसे पहले वो peak को capture करने पे ही it came in the hands of Indian Army. That was a crucial part. वो peak capture वो सबसे high altitude पे थी, तो वहां पे वो जब capture हो गई, so they were lower now. The Pakistanis or whatever it is was little bit lower. So now they had a grip. Indian
Control.
Army का control आने लगा था धीरे धीरे, and then this is how we did. But somehow things did happen. It's okay. Yeah.
Sir, as we are approaching the concluding part now, I will
Mhm.
just ask from both of you to share some message for the younger generation.
I'll just say one thing like that. Not the younger generation. I would say how to put the uh, like our inspiration, and people doesn't have that kind of a you know everybody is bothered about the business kind of thing, a money kind of a thing nowadays. Materialistic people have become, so people hardly care about the country and all. They hardly know where I say. So like in not many countries, uh, military training or defense army training is compulsory at the age of not at the age like class 10. They have made it compulsory, so the government should also do the same in India. Like they have to do compulsory करनी चाहिए, so that the discipline comes. And kind of a thing, when you don't see that life, that army life, the kind of a life, कहाँ से इंस्पिरेशन आएगा आपको? जब महसूस होगा, जब आप वहां रहेंगे लोगों के साथ, then only that inspiration and कुछ guts आते हैं, कुछ feelings आती हैं for the country and all. That's very important. I think they should do it from class 10th onwards itself. 2 years training compulsory करनी चाहिए. So this is how the youngsters would grow up. If they have some experience of that, definitely there will be many people out there who will come towards it. They'll join the force.
And another thing that to a large extent people think that army life is about the free canteen or something like that. If
Yes,
this will be compulsory for the students and all, everyone will realize what is what, that
right,
it, the things doesn't come so easy. that should
right.
be that should be realized by the larger mass.
That's it. And when you experience yourself, then only you will come to know. Then only you will be able to decide it, and then only you can comment upon it. So it's very important.
Absolutely.
That's what I have to
The
say.
hardships that our soldiers has to face there, the life they has to face there, so that will be much more
That's
known
it.
to the larger mass.
Right, right. So better adaptability and the respect would come there, right?
Rajesh sir, please share your message to our younger generations because our group has a lot of uh, defense aspirants actually, sir. Sir, can you hear us? I think
Yeah, there's a
his audio video got freezed. Yes.
Yes, yes.
Navneet sir, actually, as you said, there are so many memories, sir. We will again sit one day and we means जितना सुना सर मन कर रहे और भी सुने it's amazing to Major Manoj Talwar is a very less discussed hero actually. So, but
yeah.
as we are listening about him today, we are feeling like we don't want to leave you both. So we must sit again, sir, and listen to all the memories and stories about him. We feel like knowing him more.
Sure, sure. Why not? My pleasure. Yeah, definitely I'll do.
And you can also start writing, sir. It will be
Yeah, it's a, yeah, that's a,
it
it's a
will be
high
a
time
good
now.
asset for the.
Very true, very
Because,
true.
sir,
Definitely
what
I'll
we
do.
have realized is, sir, because the it is very difficult to means if you all write down and share his stories, then only he will actually continue to live. Otherwise, with time,
Very
these
true.
heroes will fade away, sir. So if you write it down, sir, then we can spread it
Definitely.
among all, and he will continue to live.
Sure, sure. Definitely. Why not?
So
I'll
you
include
can
the
write
many
it. I mean,
points.
write it in a very short form. I mean, just as
Yeah,
one chapter per month or something like that, and you can
great.
start a blog on him. And after that, you can compile it as a book or something
As
like
and
that.
when the
Definitely.
memories come, sir, you can just write it down. We would
Sure,
love
sure.
to
Definitely. I
read,
just
sir.
thought about it. I've just started it out there, but somehow I got so much busy in my own life and then things left off that I'll definitely carry it out. I think so. And there are so many letters out there, so I can include even that.
Yes,
So yeah,
absolutely, sir.
Absolutely.
so nice.
And
Yeah,
all
thank
these
you.
letters from them are, sir, the philosophies that they put in those letters, those are
Right.
like amazing life philosophies.
Very true.
It's
Definitely.
very inspiring. We learn so much from them, sir.
Right, right. Definitely, I'll do that. I'll do that.
Rajesh, sir, can you hear us? I think
Shall I
he,
contact him?
yeah, sir. Once you can just try, sir, if because he was
Just
having a connectivity issue from the beginning.
okay. Yeah, yeah. The place Dwarka, I think I can.
I was just searching. There was a report in 22 years back about the letters and all, where actually we read about Major Acharya.
Show that.
My noise is disturbing today very much,
No
but
problem. No
can't
problem.
help it.
It's okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
No,
It's okay.
at the very beginning of last year's session, Kalia auntie told us that once you are saying that it is an informal vartalap with us, then you cannot scold my grandchildren. So can't help it. I know that the noise is disturbing today, but
No, no, not. It is not.
Sir, Rajesh, sir,
actually, sir,
you got
Yeah,
in
yeah,
touch with
sure.
him, sir?
Yeah, yeah. My niece is contacting him,
Okay.
so
okay.
she'll be calling and
She has been a very strong pillar behind the Major Manoj Talwar page, and like
yeah,
Oh, great.
how
she's
we are able to
constant.
see. Yes, yes.
So she was very small. She was born in front of him, and he used to play with her a lot when she was very small. They used to play a video like the video was quite new to that time. So they all used to play, and he was very much close to the children. He used to love children. They used to always play. So I think there's a network problem out there. He's saying. So yeah, it's Dwarka. There's a lot of network problem. Yeah, I think he's trying
Uh,
to
Sorry,
trying his best to
lot of
come.
connectivity problems today.
no problem, sir. No
Yeah, I'll
problem.
get him in
Welcome back, sir.
stage.
Sir,
Welcome back, sir.
actually wanted you to share a message to the younger generation of this. There are a lot of defense aspirants in our group, so please share some message for them.
Okay. For young generation, see the basic philosophy in life for everybody, whether in this group or otherwise, is one if one does his duty in terms of whatever I am doing, in terms of my study, my work, my game, if I'm sincere towards it, half the battle is won. Okay. So that is one thing which everybody has to do. Have a clear cut goals, focus, and work towards it. But always have plan B and plan C. If not this, I can do something else. In terms of helping the country, we all in our different spheres of life can help the country. Defense, of course, is a cherished dream for most of us who would like to work and do something for the country. But if not that, in our natural other course of action as a civilian, we can help the country in our own way. Just spread love and brotherhood amongst all of us. Hatred has no place for ourselves. It will eat us in terms of it will reduce your lifespan, I would say. So don't bring all such things into your mind, and that will help you to progress and help the country progress, because country is looking towards this youth and they have to better themselves by being very sincere in all the activities whatever they are doing. I am sure positive activities, not the negative ones, but that in itself will help the country to plain simple. That's what I feel.
Sir, it is just an real honor to have both of you today. And we really didn't feel that when almost 1 hour we have already passed in knowing our brave heart,
Oh
in knowing an
yes.
unsung hero of Kargil war. And any amount of thank is not enough for both of you, sir, for sharing your childhood memories and describing Major Talwar as a person. So, and we are really looking forward to many more sessions like this, because a hero cannot be described in just 1 hour conversation. We
Very
truly
true.
believe that. So we are looking forward for
True.
many such sessions, and surely we will be in touch, and we will continue our conversation. And again,
Welcome.
we are. I am very sorry for the disturbance. Actually, the background noise.
No, no, no problem. No problem.
Nothing else.
So
Thank you for giving us time, sir. It meant a lot for
thank
us.
you.
Same here. It was our pleasure. Right.
Thank
Thank you.
And
Jai Hind, sir. Jai Hind.
through this program, we remember and pay our respect to all the brave hearts of 3 Mahar Regiment who fought and protected us during the Kargil war. Jai Hind, sir.
Jai Hind.
Jai Hind.